All right, so it is day 4 of our Carcraft Week to Wicked presented by Speedway Motors, and we are down to a few guys. Thanks for Jeff and Steve for coming out and lending a hand. It's just down to the Speedway guys and us Motor Trend fellas, and we still have a car to build, so 2 more days of that. I think today we're gonna jump into more wiring. Christian's down there already. Joe's inside the car doing interior stuff. Sooner or later, we're gonna get it off the lift so we can do the steering column and a bunch more things. So vacation is over, now that the 2 guys are gone, and it's time for us to kick it in high gear.
Whole lot of wiring going on.
All right, we're just getting the grill put in right now, attaching it with these 4 button head screws, so it's gonna make the front of the car look way better.
Wiring relays. Just wiring relays. It is a bunch of wires that I have put together with all my builds. Now I'm just looking for a ground. All right, Jeff, so you're gonna explain trans brake and line lock wiring.
So on the trans brake, it's got a red wire and a black wire. Black wire can go direct to ground.
Okay.
So there's your solenoid. That one, you're gonna wanna ground.
Cool.
Your red wire goes up to the switch.
12 volt.
Yep. So that's the switch on the shifter.
Okay.
So you got that, and then this goes to a 12 volt positive fused source. So if we've got one that's got a fuse in it already, that's great. So then it's basically just a momentary switch, energizes that. Same thing, essentially the exact same thing for the line lock. There's 2 buttons on that shifter.
Yep. And each of those buttons have 2 wires coming out of them.
Each of those buttons have 2 wires coming out of them. I believe each one has a yellow and a white wire. You'll want to test for continuity to see which one's which.
Okay.
I don't care which one's the line lock, which one's the trans brake, but we'll want to know and label them once we get that figured out. I think since your reaction time is quicker with the index finger releasing, we'll make the top one the trans brake and the bottom one the line lock. So burnout would be middle finger, which is apropos. Launch would be index finger because you can react much faster with that. Hi, I'm the Week to Wicked Nova. These guys are doing a great job putting me together.
Yeah. Getting our AFCO shocks put on the front here. The shocks that come in the kit are just fine. They're a standard shock. This is gonna give us a little bit more adjustability though to dial in our compression and rebound. So let's get them put on here.
All right, so what we're doing here, we removed the back seat from the car. You know, 60s drag car, there's no reason to have a back seat in it, and with the roll cage, you know, you're not really gonna be able to get into it anyway. So I'm making now some aluminum panels to separate the trunk from the inside of the car. So this here, we used the stock sort of cardboard back seat filler panel as a template and laid it out on our aluminum. This here is gonna be the package tray. You can see we've sort of notched for the roll bar. You know, it's a lot easier to do this kind of thing if you start with a paper template. You know, paper's a lot cheaper than aluminum is. So we made it out of paper, fit it all to the car, fit it around the roll cage. And so now I'm just marking it out on this aluminum, and we'll trim it, bend it up, and screw it in place, and it'll look like a race car.
Gotta go under. Looks all right to me. We'll weld it up in there. We're gonna have to kick that top up though. Well, it's not coming out now. Oh.
Getting my steering column ready to get thrown in the car. Just gonna freaking go like this and just toss it in it. Ow! Getting this mounting steering column mounted. I'm getting chips of metal in my hair, like that one.
So we're just putting the window felt in here. You kind of just pinch it together and push it up into the track. That way the window doesn't vibrate around and hit the metal door frame.
Here I come! All right, so I'm gonna lock down my set screw, put some Loctite on there, and then we got our nut that goes right over it just to ensure it even more. Because if your steering comes apart, you can't steer.
Wow, imagine. This is why I hired him.
All right, yeah, this is gonna work. Joe, I'm gonna need you to pull the trigger.
Give it to me.
Here, hold on, I think this is gonna work.
It's been all week and I haven't done it.
Oh my God, here we go again.
Too much for me, I gotta stop.
(1964.5-65), M&H Racemaster, Marvin Rifchin and his father Harry, Marvin and Harry, came up with a thing called the wrinkle wall drag slick. By having a really thin sidewall and a sticky wide tread, the tire and the rim actually did a much better job of gripping the strip. And Speedway Motors offers M&H Racemaster tires to this very day, and I think we're going to see a set of those on the Week to Week in Nova.
Oh yeah. I think I gotta take one off and break it right.
We opted to go with the 28x9 Racemaster slicks, which are an extremely tight fit on these cars, but we've got adequate clearance into the fender well and through the section width of the tire. For drag racing purposes, this tire will grow this way, but it shouldn't ever grow widthwise.
All right, so we're closing out day 4. It's been a long day, but very productive.
Yeah, we got a lot done today. I mean, kind of looks like a car.
It looks just like a car, and it looks like a really cool car. It's got wheels on it. We're putting it on the ground, and we're gonna roll it forward. We've got a lot in store for tomorrow. A lot of cool things happening. Jeff Styles will be in to letter the car, which is gonna be awesome. And you'll see the full car. We're kind of just teasing it a bit. But for now, we're gonna get some rest, because I can't wait to fire it up tomorrow.
I can't wait to come back to it.
Yep.